Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 here on the second week of the Old Gold Power Plant debut event, and we are starting off with only 2,067 sneaky snacking. That's because I did collect some stuff from our Pokemon that are on the team this morning. We also got, I believe it was 10 or 15 honey, however much it is on the reward stamp card. But we're also going to grab our 200 sleep points, and that's going to put us at 361 for our grand total. A lot less than what we had yesterday. But for our daily lottery, also the Good Sleep Day Volume 15 bundle is available now if you are so interested. We're going to get one Poke Biscuit. Maybe we didn't need to buy as many since we're going to get it from our daily lottery, apparently. But, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's remember that we can actually hold the back button now. And let's jump into the sleep report. See how things go. We got a pretty good grubbing yesterday. We put a lot of resources into it, and it's on the team now. So far, it's done okay. But let's see if we can find a AAA that maybe is going to be better in the long run. 9 hours and 2 minutes of sleep. That is a lot of slumbering. Jeez. I guess that's why I actually felt pretty rested this morning. 30% more slumbering than usual. All right. Let's see. We should be, we were only at basic 3, so it won't be much. Not even 10 million. Yeah. Only 7.4 million. I forgot to use that Aeron incense. When I was going to bed last night, I was like, there's an incense I'm supposed to be using, right? And I checked, and I was like, no, there's not a mission for it. Maybe not. I don't know. And I just completely forgot. Didn't even think about the Aeron incense. So no Aeron today. Let's see if we can do something about that tonight. Let's see. For now, we've got a Pichu, a Magnemite, a Magneton, and an Ekans. Not bad. Not bad at all. With any luck, someone's going to be hungry, because honestly, that Magnemite is looking pretty tempting. Hey, there we go. Pichu as well? Okay, well. I think I'm just going to feed the Pichu the one Poke Biscuit and see what happens. Well, no crit cap. That is unfortunate, but that's fine. I don't know. I'm not really, kind of like the Aeron yesterday. I'm not really super worried about taking the Pichu home. I mean, we'll try, but I'm not that worried about it. If we don't get it, it's fine. It's fine. Although I kind of am starting to feel what some people have talked about, that when you have the premium biscuit and you use it on a hungry Pokemon, it does feel like kind of a waste. It kind of feels like a bit of a waste. Just because it's 12 points on a hungry Pokemon, but you're using it on one that only has 5. So I kind of am starting to feel that a little bit. Part of me is like, oh no, don't use the premium biscuit on it. But at the same time, what else am I really going to use it on? I mean, I could use it on Ekans, but why? I mean, Ekans is fun. I like Ekans. I like Arbok, but they're just not super useful in this game. I don't know. I'm just going to use the premium biscuit. I'm just going to do it and get over it, basically. But part of me does feel like it's a bit of a waste. But I suppose if I have nothing else I really want to catch, why waste other biscuits trying to catch something else, you know? When I could just use the one premium biscuit and get the Magnemite. So, I don't know. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Ooh, well, you know what? Magnemite candy it is. I do know that a lot of people use a Magnezone for a pot expander, so maybe that Magnemite candy will help out. Surely they have less of that than they do Pikachu candy. We did get 262 research XP, woo buddy, and 725 dream shards. Not too bad for a Tuesday. All right, let's check it out. We've got level 15 and quirky, which I believe is neutral. No BFS, but triple apples. That's not bad. I'm okay with that. Sleep XP we're already, well, you know what? Dream shard bonus, maybe not that bad, considering how important those are turning out to be lately. Ingredient finder, not so much though. Inventory up S, nope. Skill trigger, no. And quirky is neutral, no, not at all what we're looking for. Berry strength, not gonna be good. I mean, it is gonna be okay. There's nothing that really makes it bad outside of the ingredient finder at level 50, but yeah, it's just not good. It's not bad. It's just not good. We can see this on a downward trend. And you know what? We're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We already know what we're doing. We're sending this one to the professor. There's no point sitting around wondering what it's gonna be. It's going to the professor. Let's just move on. Magnemite, level 14 and calm. Okay. Let's see. We've got oil, and herb. All right. No berry finding, but that's okay. We don't necessarily have to have it. Cooking power up S. Inventory up S is good. Research XP bonus is actually not bad. Not bad. Inventory up L. That'd be good if we didn't already have the S, but yeah, it is what it is. Skill level up is always nice to get free skill levels. Helping speed M is good, and quirky, ooh, that's, or not quirky, calm is like the paradox of a thing for for a skill specialist. Like, you want calm for the, or you want main skill chance up, but you don't want speed of help down. So it's a question of how do they balance out once the math is done. And it looks like not terribly bad. I feel like if we had skill trigger early on, this actually could be kind of decent, even with the speed of help down. But not what we're looking for today. Not at all. Let's just get rid of that inventory up. Let's see if it's skill trigger M. All right, we're at 63 at level 75. So if we have skill trigger M, yeah, makes a huge difference. So calm, even though it's kind of paradoxical, it's not that bad. At least according to the calculator. In practice, I don't know. Maybe it is kind of bad. Let's see. Let's look at level 50. We're looking at 3.3 versus 4.5. Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be better. But perhaps not the worst. Obviously not the worst. That was a dumb thing to say. Main skill chance down would be the worst. I don't know why I said that, but my brain had to really pause for a second. Anyway, Magnemite, this one is just a test one. Yeah. Neither of these are going to be kept. We're sending both to the professor. So let's just go ahead and move on while we can. There's no point in sitting around looking at these for no reason. Okay, so we've got no new news. Nope. No new news, no new medals, but we do have, I was able to make the, what is it called? What is it called? We got 20 diamonds for it. Where is it? Where are you? Not the fruity flan. Why is that new? There it is. Early bird coffee jelly. I did make it for lunch. Didn't get enough coffee beans to make it for dinner, but I did have enough to make the fruity flan, which is a better dish, so I just went ahead and made that. However, even though we only made it for lunch, it did go extra tasty. So it's got a nice little bit of levels on it. It was about 40k if I remember correctly. I'm sure a lot of you in the Discord can probably correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it was 40k that we got for that lunch. And fruity flan, nice little bonus. So at least we had that to cover it. For now, we've got 44 community reports. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that doubled up. Ooh, that's a low number compared to usual. Very strange. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we can do about breakfast right now. I did collect from Venusaur, Vikavolt, and Blastoise this morning as soon as I woke up just to try to get some extra ingredients. Looking pretty good. Vikavolt was doing very poorly yesterday in bringing in the coffee beans. But I also kind of feel like every time I evolve an ingredient specialist, that first day is just really bad for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just bad luck on my part. That's bad luck on my part. No honey at all. Terrible. We don't want to see that. Tons of milk, though. Tons of milk. However, did we get some skill triggers from you? We did. Double skill trigger there. 36 energy for the entire team. And then what about you, Dedenne? We need a double trigger. I'll take a single. It's better than 0, but I was really hoping for that double. Okay, well, with all that collected, let's see what we can do. We should have no problems making the early bird coffee jelly now. We also have a 30% chance of extra tasty, so that's good. Well, now there's a question. Do we make the fruity flan? Or, you know what? I think we save the fruity flan as a backup. I think that's what we do. We're trying to level up the early bird coffee jelly. Even though we do have a 30% chance of this going extra tasty, I think we make the coffee jelly just to keep... I'm going to put in mushrooms just in case. Just to keep leveling this thing up, and we save the ingredients for the fruity flan as a backup if I don't have coffee beans to make something. So I think that's what we do. Good thing, because the other argument was we go ahead and make the fruity flan and hope it goes extra tasty, which it didn't, so I'm glad I didn't make it this time. So either we save the fruity flan as a backup, or for when I have like a 50-50 shot at an extra tasty, then make the fruity flan. That might also be a good idea, just to get a little bit of extra bump in the strength. But I'm going to hold on to that fruity flan, obviously. We're going to make the early bird coffee jelly, which unfortunately not extra tasty, but 12,500 strength is pretty decent. So we are ranking this thing up slowly. It did not make a dent in the ranks. Okay. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Not even a little bit. Here at the OGPP, things are very tough. I am doing fairly well, but it is tough here. I'm not even at the recommended RP, which I don't know what recommended RP is meant to like indicate necessarily. I don't know if it's meant to say like, oh, you need this much RP to get to Master 1. Like, what can you reasonably expect to get to based on the RP? I'm not really too sure, but we're not at the recommended. We're only at like 11 or 12,000, I think. And we're still doing pretty well. We made it to Master 1 last week with about the same and a lower area bonus. So that's another thing. If you think about it, the recommended RP is really only if you're going there for the first time. I didn't even think about that until now. Like, once you start getting an area bonus, the recommended RP just goes down further and further. And I kind of wish they would change the recommended RP as you increase your area bonus to kind of give you an idea of where you're at and what you need to get to a certain rank. But maybe that's too much information. Maybe they don't want us to have that. Anyway, side tangent over. Let's move on to what we were doing. I do want to make sure that we're keeping track of our early bird coffee jelly. We've made it twice. It is at level 12. So let's go ahead and plug that in real fast. And that takes it from our 9th best recipe for desserts to our 7th best. So not bad. 8220 is the base value for right now. So we're doing pretty good. An extra tasty would be nice to have on it, but it is what it is. You know, we're doing all right. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Could not be able to make it at all. But we are still on track, I believe, to make early bird coffee jelly for the rest of the week. Fruity flan whenever we need to have a backup or we have a really good extra tasty chance. But I still want to try to make this Zing Zap spiced cola by the end of the week on Sunday. But for now, we are looking kind of decent on a lot of this stuff. I think we're at the point we can swap in the other Blastoise. We have exactly enough to get through breakfast tomorrow of honey. For the milk, we have enough to get through the same. But swapping in the other Blastoise will bring us in some cocoa that we can stock up for extra stuff to put into the pot so that we can have some pot filler. But we also... I don't know. Part of me wants to swap Venusaur out and try to get Dugtrio on the team or Pupitar to start picking up some of these extra ingredients for Sunday's meal. But we also really need to... I think we wait on that. I think we wait to do that until maybe Thursday or Friday. For now, we really need to power through these ranks and try to get more spawns on the board. So we're gonna swap out. We're gonna leave. What's his name? Vikavolt. We're gonna leave Vikavolt on the team. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swap Vikavolt and Venusaur because I want to see Vikavolt when I go to sleep at night. Because you know, I'm that guy. Vikavolt. There we go. All right, Blastoise. We're gonna swap out for the shiny one so we can get some more milk and cocoa. Also, this Blastoise has the higher skill level, main skill level. So when it does trigger, we will get more ingredients. So we're going to put him on the team as well. Hopefully we can get some more coffee from that. So far, I have yet to get coffee beans from Ingredient Magnet or tickets. Not a one. All the coffee beans I've gotten have been from Vikavolt. So really unlucky on my part there. But it is what it is. For now, we're going to go ahead and swap in Raichu. And actually, while we're talking about Berry Specialists, I did want to show you something interesting. I know that we caught that Steelix the other day, but not there. Pokemon box. If we go to the Pokemon box and we look, even though that Steelix was not good, it's still my third best berry gatherer on Old Gold Power Plant. And the way that I figured this out, let me go ahead and set it back to neutral so that I can show you guys again for those of you that aren't aware of how to do this. So let's set it back to neutral. So this is what my box would normally look like if I just come here to look at it. It's got everything in Pokédex order. So that's the default view. If we go to view configuration up here at the top, and then we click on this little plus button right here at the top of this submenu, we click on berry strength, and then we select Old Gold Power Plant, and then close the window. It'll reload, and it will show me my best berry gatherers for Old Gold Power Plant based on the strength that they provide throughout the day. Raichu, of course, is at the very top with a ton. But my next best is way below. It's Walrein, who does have helping bonus and sleep XP bonus, which is nice to have on the team, but not a favored berry. However, even though that Steelix was very bad, it is still producing 15,013, just 20 points shy of what Walrein does. So Steelix, technically better to have on the team overnight over Gengar. However, this week, we are not going to have Gengar on the team, at least not until we get to a certain point, because I do want to put Skeledirge on the overnight team. This team right here. I want to have Skeledirge on the team simply for the fact that Skeledirge is going to bring in tons of apples and the ghost berries, and we are going to need those apples for Sunday. So we're going to put this guy on the overnight team. We're not switching to the overnight team yet. We're just getting them set up so that we can be ready whenever that time comes. I did have Dragonite on the team, I think just because it was fairly strong and brought in a bunch of herbs that I could use for Sunday's filler. I believe that's why I put it on the overnight team. But for now, we're going to go ahead and drop that Steelix on the team just to get some extra berry strength. Again, only a PR 21 on this Steelix. It was not good at all. But at least for overnight, we can drop him on the team and we can use that for now. That said, very interesting. I was surprised to see that Steelix was that highly rated, even though it was that bad. Imagine what a good one would look like. That would be interesting. But we are okay with sticking with our current team. We do not plan to change the team. We're just trying to get those ready for overnight so that we can get the ingredients and the berry strength that we need to try to help us reach our goals. And for now, I am not going to make lunch right now because I do want to give Dedenne a little bit of time to try to get a couple more triggers. I'd like to keep it around the 40 to 50 range before I stop collecting from Dedenne. I feel like 40 is a pretty decent spot to stop collecting once you get total 40% extra tasty chance. It's a pretty decent place to stop. You have pretty good odds that you're going to get one at least for that day. But 50, if you want to be a little bit on the safer side, where you've got a 50-50 shot of getting an extra tasty, I can understand that one as well. So somewhere in that range, I like to stop collecting from Dedenne. Also, sometimes you're at 35, you get a double trigger, and you're at 45, there's nothing you can do about it, so it is what it is. But somewhere in there, that's about where I like to stop collecting from Dedenne, and then just go ahead and make the meal. But we're not there yet, so I want to hold off on lunch and try to get just that little bit of extra tasty chance for Dedenne. So that said, we are in a good spot. Not as good as we could be because I could have remembered to use that incense. Actually, speaking of, let's go ahead and just set that on the stump right now just so I don't mess up again. We do want to make sure that we don't forget this. because that Aeron is 1 pip away from catching. So we can make sure to set that on the team. Haven't seen that one in a while. Be right back. Okay, we're back. That just had to interrupt my little last minute spiel, but all right, we're back. We are only 1 pip away from catching the Aeron, so we want to make sure that we get that. Also, Good Sleep Day is coming up. Let me double check when that is. I believe it starts tomorrow. But I just want to double check, make sure, always want to make sure I'm giving y'all accurate information. Yes, starts tomorrow, Wednesday. So make sure you've got your incense ready, whatever incense you plan to use for the Good Sleep Day event. They are all good ones to use, but especially if you want to get a big jump on some XP on a team. It didn't save my Aeron incense. I'm glad I came to look at this because I would have went to bed tonight and not really thought about it, I bet. Let's go ahead and throw that Aeron incense back on there. But anyway, the growth incense is a really good one to use, particularly on Thursday this week. You're already going to get triple the research XP on your team using a growth incense, get you ×6. If you have any Pokemon on your team that have sleep XP bonus, that just adds onto it multiplicatively. So you can actually get additively. So you can get a really good amount of XP on a team for that night. So it's really good to use for that. That's why I save my growth incense for those good sleep days, especially that middle day. But if you have a ton of them, go ahead and use them on day 1 and 3 if you want to. You're still going to get a good boost. It just, the best boost is on day 2. Luck incense, also a good one to use on those days. They can be used in conjunction with the growth incense. Very good. We are going to get I believe this time around is just a 2, I think, multiplier for the, let me double check again. Want to make sure, like I said, want to make sure we're getting accurate information. I believe it is only ×2 drowsy power for Thursday. Yes, ×2 for Thursday. So we're going to get a double drowsy power. Good time to use your luck incense if you want to get some extra dream shards, especially if you're at a really good rank. If you're on green grass right now, you are probably going to do very well on your dream shards come Thursday. So that may be a really good time to use that. But almost all the incense are really good to use for Good Sleep Day. It's just those two are what I find to be the best to use, the luck and the growth incense. So keep that in mind as we move forward for the next couple of days. But that is where I'm going to wrap things up today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you do enjoy these videos, we are like that close to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there, 950 when I checked this morning. So go ahead and double check. Make sure you're subscribed. YouTube's really good about recommending these videos, even if you're not subscribed, because, you know, they come out every day and you watch them every day. So why not? But big shout out to our ace trainers. We've got Illusion, JP, White, and Husky Star. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd like to also support the channel and get early access to the videos every day, go ahead and click that join button right next to the subscribe button while you're there, and click the link to the Discord in the description box. Come and join us, talk about Pokemon Sleep, and join an awesome community of people. Other than that, y'all have a good night, and until next time, later, dudes.